on the P2 hill that, again, can be collected quite a bit. But now we're going to start it off for as far as how things are going to go for us. Again, SAU Blue up against Concord Gray.
Do not adjust your screens. Don't refresh your Twitch channel. Pinecone Johnson is fielded for Concord Gray. We out here, boys. We'll be getting the favorite spawn out onto the cave east side. Trades going back and forth thus far. We'll be a 50-50 split over top of the middle. We know how this typically goes, Visions. The 50-50 split is good for the time being, but SAU Blue spawning out by the ADOM site. They need to start influencing spawns for P2. They already start putting a player over past the cobblestone over by P5, and that can help out just there.
Sure, they can have out. David Jones is going to be jumping on towards the hill, but he is cut down by Trash. Now holding on towards this yellow area. Going to be Pinecone Johnson as he is looking to lock this long lines of sights down, but the spawns, of course, still very much in favor of SAU at the moment. Trying to get towards the back. Just remember, top broken and useless. He's going to cut down Pinecone Johnson on that rotation, and that's actually going to be now 3 in a row coming through. David Jones picks up 2, and Easy also makes one of his kills very easily on Pinecone, but Hocules in towards the back. He finds 3 as well as Cody Vibes also here. This is going to now flip things out for the time being. They still have to slay through another rotation of kills, but this is actually really massive right now for Concord Gray.
Needed to wait a little bit longer. Cody Vibes going down is huge in the favor for SAU Blue. They all have spawns on P2. They're sinking their teeth into this time. Concord Gray got a really good start on P1, but look at this power position for Easy. Holding on top of sandbags. Gonna get the peek over there on the Trash. The shots are good. Now Easy on 5 straight. I'm gonna be able to contest over there. That's P5 that they're looking at. No players for Concord Gray will be moseying on it and over that way as they're all being slayed out in front of the cave entrance over on the east side.
And this is how you're supposed to hold this P2 hill. Already 30 points collected and still kills dropping left and right for us at the moment. We'll see if Crocs can hold on towards this nice angle. And looks like it might just be a full 60 as we're seeing all those white arrows move towards P3. Get ready to set up here in towards this field for us. Ocules waiting for his team, looking to cut down some members. Pinecone Johnson finds 2, just cutting them off here, coming off of that P2. He's going to keep himself alive here by this cobble area. And this is pretty massive as he just needs to hold on towards this as long as he can, try and stop them from getting close towards the hill. And right now they're doing a great job of that. Still very close game at our hands here. Just about 20 points separating both of these teams, and now Concord Gray looking to collect a lot of points here on this P3 hill.
It's a very awkward setup here for P3 here, Visions. You see how Concord Gray are just all kind of jammed in and around the hard point. They didn't have a player on the Godheady originally. We'll now have a player work their way over there. Spawns outside of Spiral now for Concord Gray. The reinforcements right there as SAU Blue all come in from the ruck shop and the mid. So a pinch will be able to come here for the time being. It's going to be Easy hitting in from the Spiral. JV Jones from the front will be gunned down. Trades coming through. Crocs is able to find 1. Easy for another. It's going to be Johnny Boy, but Hocules for 2 off of a set nade onto Easy is going to get Concord Gray back into P3. Pinecone Johnson helping in rear and getting things in from the rear. Going to be able to help things out for Concord Gray to solidify P3 as a hold. As you can see, SAU Blue, they're going to give up the scrap time and start going over for P4. They're already players for Concord Gray, trying to solidify this as a swing point in their favor. They're doing such a good job here, Visions, on getting out these rotations.
They really are. Whatever team setting up first, almost holding the 60. Both teams having 60 points now to their name. Now we'll see exactly who's going to be able to get on towards this hill first. It's just really a lot of contention around it. No one's really on top of it. 15 seconds has already expired from it, and still finally we're going to see that be touched here. Johnny Boy doesn't have a whole lot of interactions as he's 27, but he's got a good amount of time so far for his team, and he's looking to continue that trend as he is the submachine gun player, just trying to let his ARs do the work around him. Trash able to grab 2. Hockey's going for the challenge, and he takes 1 down there on towards Goose, doing a good job of holding on towards that. Trash is now on a 5 spree, looking for maybe another one. Crocs trying to cut him down, unable to do so, and Trash now looking to rotate throughout. 40 seconds, 5 spree, 13 and 7, and Concord Gray got themselves a nice little lead.
Both Hocules and Trash at 13 and 7 apiece, doing a fantastic job controlling the spawns and the flanks that are coming through. Pinecone Johnson rips the face off of Easy, and Johnny Boy's right there for the second on the Davy. And this is doing a fantastic job, again, controlling the rotations over to P5. Yes, SAU Blue are here. They have Goose in top of the useless building with a great angle. Those shots are going to be able to come through. We'll be able to get the kill very narrowly on the Pinecone Johnson. Vivleon right there to find 2 as well. Now Concord Gray spawning out towards P3. We're going to have to set up a pinch. Again, that angle being held all the way out by the cliff side is going to be so hard to cut through. Though kills in from the K side, we're going to be able to help them out, but Easy and Crocs are right there to answer back.
Crocs just locking down this front area here with the air. So difficult. They have all the spawns in towards the back, and See if they can maybe make one desperation play here under this underpass area. Again, 4 down, 5 down, and well, Concord Gray likely going to throw in the towel on this push, as now we're starting to see a little bit of a spree for some of these members. 4 for Crocs right now as he puts himself finally even, but he's already got himself a minute 40 in the hill, and this is going to put him likely just over a minute 50 as he's going to be collecting all of that scrap time right now. And well, almost a dead even game as we're going to reset all the hills and go back towards P1 for us here. Did a lot of blue in towards the chat in the last minute for us, as it's going to be again 4 down here, getting ready to set up for the next one.
Yeah, Crocs at 9 and 10. The OBJ player, Johnny Boy at 3 and 10. The OBJ player at a minute and 23. Vivleon has a very good power positioning here inside the rug shop. You look at the kill feed just bleeding on in. You take yourself back to the 50-50 split right at the beginning of the map. That went in the favor of Concord Gray very quickly. The only opposite side now is that SAU Blue have spawns in towards P2. This push that's coming through from Pinecone Johnson towards the sandbags is going to influence spawns. They're on 3 straight, by the way, 15-11. These kill is going to be the 4th. However, the spawn's still in for SAU Blue, not for a time being until the others get split over by P3. And now Concord Gray are in a very good spot to get P2 in their favor.
Oh, this is so big. This last member, Easy, unable to find that kill there. Cody snaps on him, and now this is going to be full control for Concord Gray. They also grabbed a good amount of that scrap time there off of that P1 hill, so this puts them in an excellent spot. As we'll see, now SAU in a little bit of a spot where they have to break this P2 hill, and they're not in control of it like they were in the first rotation. Already the kills going down. 4 straight for Concord Gray. They're running away with the biggest lead they've had thus far here in towards our map number 1 for this series. And again, just locking this down. You got to take Trash off of this head glitch, because he is just going to mow you down time and time again unless you take him out. There's still 35 seconds left here, so it's not like you just want to rotate just yet. You're in this weird, awkward spot where you want to contest it. You want to try and grab this scrap time, but it's just such a nice setup for Concord Gray that you're not even getting close towards the hill.
Yeah, they had a player trying to work their way around the cliffside for a pinch, was unable to come through. Goose there in the mid connector will be gunned down as well. And look at the conviction for the rotation that Concord Gray are showcasing us. They're going to be meeting all of SAU Blue here in the pinch in and around the blue house. Hockey Lees goes off for 2. And now Pinecone Johnson's on 5 straight as well. This is going to be a very good setup for Concord Gray, but they're losing the returning gunfight as SAU Blue all get spawns towards mid. One player spawning all the way out by P4 will be moseying their way in here sometime soon, but Concord Gray spawn all the way out by the cliff. Now they have to try to play the numbers game, be a little bit more patient, and wait for the pinch to come through. Big kill from Johnny Boy towards Davey, towards the middle, and now they're going to start working their way up spiral.
First 20 looks good here for SAU Blue. Now it's going to be Easy again with a couple kills. He's holding this top area down, and they have to now force and push it down. Cody Vibes looking for it. He almost gets turned on, but the shots are good. And the trade from David Jones up top. This is looking like a very strong hold right now for SAU, and now all those white arrows starting to rotate through the middle of the map and over towards the cave. There's already one member, number 6. He is there. He is locked. He is ready, as he is going to be trying to set up and grab that first initial time, maybe even push up to stop some of these members that are getting up close. And here is Trash. He loves to get on top of these truck areas, and why not? He is so good at it. Crocs does manage to find 3 at the last rotation, or last hill rather, but Trash stops the push from Easy and Vivleon, and he already going to be here for the initial points, and Concord Gray could look to close it out right here, right now.
Such a power positioning. You get the angle onto the chicken coops and the little doggy door. Those angles are going to be good. Trash finds one trying to enter on in. That was Crocs, and now the flood has to start coming through. Concord Gray can win it out right here. Vivleon for 2. Now Goose is on the returning end. Vivleon for 3, and they're going to be able to get a break, but that's until Trash finds 2 on the receiving end. Trash will be gunned down for a time being, but the reinforcements started to come through from the B-Dom side. All of SAU Blue are spawning in from the A-Dom side, and now we have ourselves an all-out brawl. A scuffle going back and forth inside the smoke, and as it clears out, SAU Blue are just narrowly ahead. The respawns are still coming in for Concord Gray. You best believe they're going to be fighting for this. They're coming out on top, and nobody from SAU Blue can make it there in time. Concord Gray win 250 to 200.
And what an awkward spot, really. I think that P4 hill, you have to contest it. You have to make sure somebody is there so that they don't collect those 3 extra points. But Pinecone Johnson knows that, of course. He finds the last kill, gets on top of it, and collects the points they need to close out map number 1. Azir Cave was back and forth there a bit through the first rotations, but once we got towards that second rotation, that's when Concord Gray really sunk their claws in towards the map, got themselves control, and they were really just collecting the majority of the points off of all of those hills. So very well done. The AR is also getting a lot of work done. Johnny Boy, when you're the sub and you only got yourself about looking at like 24 interactions, 25 interactions, and your ARs are just slaying around. You got 2 minutes and 26 seconds in the hill. It's a good time because your job is just super easy, just letting your team clean up and do what they do best.
20-18 for Hocules. Cody Vibes went 20-25. But Pinecone freaking Johnson went 30-17 in a Azir Cave hardpoint. And you got to be wary if you're SAU Blue heading into the later on maps that it could be more dependent on ARs, such as Arcloth Peak, that mid-scoop terrain being covered both offensively and defensively by the AR player, or even the trenches. Even looking on further down the road, Gunrunner, Hackney Yard, Gunrunner, that if this Flex player picks up the MP5, I'd be terrified. And SAU Blue, they were losing all of the respawns. They were showcasing very early on that they were very adept at meeting out for rotations. But the veteran instinct came through from Concord Gray. It was very nice to see them being able to showcase that, well, it's okay. We have the lead. They got the break. They have the spawns. It's fine. Give up this scrap time as we still solidify this lead 40 plus and rotate on out for the next hardpoint and just really solidify good head glitches. Again, Trash Panda coming out on top of that, continuously making it look easy for Concord Gray. But SAU Blue, they have a game ahead of them. They want to come back. Arcloth Peak slowing up the tempo just a little bit. This could be Concord Gray's map within its own self.
Very likely could be, because just like there was a trend in that first, there's also a trend in towards this series for us, which is every single time Arkansas play any kind of series, every single game, every single series, except for one, has either been a 3-0 in their favor or a 3-0 in the enemy team that they're facing. So they're certainly not on track for a series based off of their history with all of their series. But maybe they can break that curse now, just like they did in one of the series very early on into but we're taking a look at the map count again, like Proper just said, running over towards Arcloth Peak, and what will change and the adaptation of a minute 30 on towards Search and Destroy. That really changes up how you play the game mode itself, especially on a map like this, Proper, because we know how patient and how much time sometimes the teams like to just kind of wait before they can find a pick and then make a slow push on towards the bomb site they're looking at attacking. Well, now if you commit towards a bomb site, that's almost the bomb site you have to end up committing to, regardless, as you don't have that same amount of time to rotate across the map to attack the other bomb site.
Yeah, you have to be showcasing the conviction for rotation, commitment towards the push as well. You don't want to be pulling a Dallas Empire and be hesitant as soon as you get good information via Semtex, or you start dead silence pushing through the trenches offensively. With that being said, too, that's where Southern Arkansas University, that's where the Mule Riders, that's where they could really start finding a lot of good traction, because you can take a look at some of their KD ratios. I mean, Vivlian quite literally went off, NP5 player, 30-24 there on Azir Cave. If you're able to find work done like that, players that come to mind all the way up to the CDL level, able to showcase their strength in an MP5 on Arcloth Peak, where you would think that it's more M4, AX50, HDR dominant. But if you time your smokes properly and you're able to get the dead silence online, even with the time being adjusted ever so slightly, it may not matter, because a good MP5, a good entry fragger, can still find a lot of work done.
It definitely can. We've seen some of those nades do a lot of work on a map like this. Like you just mentioned, I think a triple kill on a cast we had a couple weeks ago behind the barrel, where all those members just stacked right up on it. So yeah, the nades, the tacticals, even running trophy systems on a map like Arcloth Peak Search and Destroy is not out of the realm of impossibilities, because we got to see it even at CDL London. It was something that was common on a map like this, because the retake and going for control and trying to get in towards this bomb site is usually done with nades, with stuns, things like this. And well, if those are getting blocked by trophies, that maybe stops and negates a lot of the pushes that you're used to doing and setting up to break in towards some of those power positions here. So very crucial, very interesting to talk about. Nading together, also something that also has to be done, very, very important for us here. But the sniper play, Arcloth Peak, we got to talk about it, because I believe Pinecone Johnson is one of those players that likes to run that sniper, if I'm not mistaken. And if he is the player that I do remember from previous casts, then I want to know who's going to be up matching that here on those long range crosses.
I'm interested to see if they're going to match the snipe off, or if they're just going to give it up altogether. Because if you take a look at just how the map's laid out, bomb site A is the most favored, rushing and back and forth. You brought up the team nades. They're your college teammates. Could be throwing rocks, could be throwing nades together. At the end of the day, they need to come through, because the opposing mounds on both sides, visions, could be huge for the payoff. Pinecone Johnson, AX50 in hand, player all the way across the way, I believe could be jiggle peeking with their own sniper rifle. Not too sure who it is. But nevertheless, here it comes. Concord Gray entrenched and encroaching on forward. The smoke will clear, but not going to push on forward. Cody Vibes actually very close to dead silence already. They could just wait for it before they start pushing on forward, with Johnny Boy holding the bomb right behind them.
Yeah, they can. One of our members here with the sniper, of course, Pinecone Johnson. I think there is at least one on the other team watching this, but Cody Vibes has got all the way up past this trench area. No one is here. There's a member up top. Are the shots good? He doesn't find the kill, but is now giving away his position. They have a lot of this control, but their teammates are going down. Vivian is able to grab that kill on towards Pinecone Johnson with the sniper. David Jones also grabs one on the Johnny Boy. Trash is there for the trade onto Easy, but this is a man advantage right now for SAU as they're just picking them off one by one.
That angle being held by Vivian, corner peek. Goodbye, Hercules. Very powerful positioning for the defensive sniper. From hostile all the way down from the trenches. Vivian, we asked who it was going to be. And who was going to be indeed. And it's going to be Vivian. Not only able to come out on top of the snipe off versus Pinecone Johnson. I don't believe they got the info. Impossible, really. And we have the x-ray. I mean, Trash is... their full name is Trash Panda, which does replicate to a raccoon, so it does make sense of why they're hanging out on top there, but very tall order ahead of them. Very far away. Able to get the shots on Vivian, but that information's going to be right there. Davy Jones will put Trash in their locker and will able SAU Blue to win round one.
That was jumps out like that. If he finds the second kill and he peeks it at the right time and gives him the opportunity into a 1v1. I mean, you got to look at Vivian here, going for the flashy pace. Maybe trying to get the snipe off there, but that was totally not necessary whatsoever. Either way, they still get themselves the rounds as the scoreboard, I think, broke for us in game. So we're not going to see that anymore either way. Also, just to give you guys an update as well, 2 minutes is going to be the timer in towards this series. Even though the rule change did come in yesterday, they're still giving them a bit of a grace period as it hasn't been correctly changed in towards the settings here for the CDL rules. So we are going to be on that 2-minute timer here in towards this game. So that change that we talked about where you might be pressured to make a rotation or a push a little bit faster will not be a factor this week for us.
But the numbers are still true there on the mini-map. Vivian, it's out there on the arch side, the AX-50. And this is a really good bait and switch play there from SAU Blue. Could be a commitment towards bomb site A. Concord Gray don't budge. They could still favor a B push as they saw numbers cross past the blue house. Now SAU Blue, they're going to full commit to marching forward. Pinecone Johnson finds Goose in their sight lines. Vivian knows that Pinecone Johnson's inside the hostile windows. Davy Jones got to be careful here in the mid as Vivian looks to find the angle onto Pinecone Johnson, but they're not going to peek.
Vivian's job here is to pretty much find Pinecone Johnson if he can. Not an easy task because he's holding a pretty tight angle and you almost have to get in towards his line of sights and force the 50-50 in a sense. But here comes the push right now for SAU. They're going to get themselves on towards the bomb site, as they are going to be here. And bomb is going to be going down. Pinecone Johnson has now found Davy Jones. This is going to give them a 3v5 advantage here. 40 seconds to work with.
Pinecone Johnson has a power angle. Won't be able to get the drag shot there. Ambitious. Shooting through. Maybe hoping for a wall bang to come through. Hercules with their M4s, able to find Crocs. It's now a 4v2. Easy and Vivian versus the world. Vivian will go down. Trash on the flank. Now Easy with that silence starts popping, goes forward with the MP5. The information's going to be there that the player's going to be able to come through the mid. Being stick on the top of the defuse. Won't be able to get the kill onto Cody Vibes. But the kill... Alright, I'm sorry. I thought that the kill came through before the bomb defuse. That was like picture perfect photo finish. That was insanity right there. But the defuse did come through. Final kill is right there as well. Awkward timing. And me jumping out of my socks over here, man.
Very, very close there for us. The sniper play from Pinecone Johnson, though, was really what gave them the advantage they needed around that bomb site here now, as they're going to be going back on towards the offense. It's been all A thus far here for us in towards our search and destroy. We can see some dead silences up and available for a few of these members. 3 right now for Concord Gray, 2 for SAU Blue. So this is an opportunity to look for maybe some of these trench plays, but sniper not going away anytime soon for Pinecone Johnson. And well, why put it away when you're constantly finding these picks and giving your team these advantages?
A really good peek there. Though doesn't find any SAU Blue members within their sights. Starting to rotate up to the hostile window. You see the player just sprinting on up there. Can only imagine that it's probably Vivian. We get the eyesight from the X-ray. The flashlight gleams on through Pinecone Johnson. That's the last thing they're going to see before they're put under. But I like this play so far. Concord Gray, we're starting to play around. with potentially a pick coming through from the player that was in top blue. So rotating into the mid. No trades coming through. There's a player on the other side of the missiles. It was easy. They find trash. Well, with ease. Dead silence. Peek comes through. Vivlian says, yes, thank you very much.
He's holding this. Cody Vibes wants to try his attempt at Vivlian. He's going to be able to prone just as that shot goes over his head, but he is in a 1v5 situation. They're all closing in on him. Probably hear him running all the way back. Oh, that member wasn't sure exactly, but there's still one more member on the flank. He's pinned. He's got 40 seconds to work with the bomb down. Truly would be a miracle. Might be able to pick up an extra one. Might even just force the bomb plant here and maybe try and pull off this miracle. But with the member right behind him and broken, likely just going to be the last time he is going to be up in this round. And there it is. Very nice defensive round comes here for Concord Gray, or excuse me, for SAU, as they found the snipes there constantly, and they're going to go up here by 1.
And it's that change of the tempo, that pace. That's very scary. Just the game sense and the knowledge coming through from Vivlian. Went 30 and 24 with their MP5 now. Looking very good with their AX50. Altogether, Southern Arkansas University, the Mule Riders doing a good job so far. Slowing up the tempo against Concord Gray University, making them force their own errors. And being able to clean up on top of them so far. Pinecone Johnson, their last offense, found a lot of good value in their AX50. Vivlian, on their defense, has been doing the same, though. Last time around, did not go so easily for SAU Blue. It's going to be a full commitment over to A thus far. To no surprise, Vivlian's going to be holding out on these trenches. Going to wait to see if this player for Concord Gray just peeks all the way on over. Please do not. It's 2 players from SAU Blue are towards mid, waiting for a rotation to come through. It's a 2-3 split. 2 looking at the mid, 1 covering the crossover towards Cemetery for Concord Gray.
Already 30 seconds going by here and towards round number 4. No one peeking because of how influential these snipers have really been. You can give away your life in just 1 second. One over peek can really do it. That member waiting at the trenches, holding that push that has come through a couple times for us. And now it looks like some tacticals are being thrown out. The push about to slowly come through. The stun's going to stop Crocs in his place here. So he's now going to wait, and that's going to be a little bit hesitant. But Davy Jones opens up on towards Trash. He's going to give them the man advantage they need with a minute left in towards round number 4 here. Edging in closer and closer towards this bomb site here, but they're not fully confident to move on it just yet.
And with Trash gone, that means that the mid coverage is all gone. Cody Vibes shows the shoulder to Vivlian. That was very scary. Vivlian will take down Cody Vibes. Crocs is just sitting there trying to type in the phone number correctly. Will be able to do so with ease. Pinecone Johnson unable to trade on back. Johnny Boy trying to cover the mid scoop. Davy Jones has pushed up ever so slightly into dark. Goose goes down from Hocules. Has been holding this angle on the trenches all defense long. Now Davy Jones starts to push forward. Johnny Boy turns around and will be gunned down. And now this coverage from the mid crossover isn't there. Pinecone Johnson more than aware that their fallen comrade being gunned down means that that coverage is gone. Get the timing more than necessary. Knows that the player is right there, though. Pistol in the X50 versus Davy Jones and their MP5. And naturally, the MP5 will come out on top. SAU Blue go up 2 rounds here.
This is looking pretty solid. Offense and defense. Able to take quite a few in a row now. As Concord Gray desperately looking for a response going on towards their offensive round here. And so far, it's been all favored towards the left side of the map here, as we traditionally see on Arklov Peak, as we'll probably see another A push, but I do like to see that B push come in at least one time in the offensive round so that you can play in towards your opponent's head. And while they now realize that you've played towards that site, whether or not it's a successful push or not, it's in the back of their minds going forward, especially the later the rounds go for us here. But the sniper's likely still going to be a factor. So far, Vivlian has been keeping that out. He's going to continue to keep that out. Not out this round, though. We're going to see Gray move up a little bit quicker towards this round. Already about 30 seconds in, they're going to have already some of these power position controls, and they're pretty close towards the bomb site here to lay this down.
They have Trash super far back here, covering the mid scoop to come through. The hesitation from Concord Gray, however, with dead silence through the smoke, they're going to push on forward. Vivlian was able to get the angle off, wasn't able to get the kill. Though Concord Gray lose a member very early on. That's Pinecone Johnson down. So no sniper presence all the way across the bomb site. So Concord Gray, they can't fully commit to the bomb site. Cody Vibes trying to peek around the corner, gets gunned down by Crocs. Vivlian just a little bit shy off The trigger will get a few pepper onto them, but the set Semtex is able to find one. Where's the bomb site? And I believe that's going to be bomb dropped as well. Concord Gray reeling now, trying to march on forward. We'll be losing Hocules, trying to push on forward through the trench. Now Trash looks around and be like, where's my team, friend? It's a 1v5.
That's right. Where we all
Here we
go,
go.
guys?
Here's that corner peek.
Oh, he's so good at this.
He got to play. Oh,
Trash wants it. He wants it so bad, but Vivian's not giving it to him. Vivian, finally. Great, right above him. Maybe
oh, my goodness.
Now got a round to work with, but not a lot of time.
Okay.
That's 3. Now one more. Can he challenge out?
Oh, my God.
Trash takes down forward to 1v5, 1v1. This player not even close right now, but he's got to get the bomb down. And this number 8 player, Easy, looking for the flank. Trash is not reading his rights. And almost pulls off the 1v5, but Easy comes in the end. Makes the round easy enough, but man, things were a little bit scary for a moment there for the side of SAU.
We started joking when that corner peek came through. Trash is just like, okay, buddy. And so it starts absolutely jonesing on all of SAU Blue. Was unable to clutch out the round, but my God.
I wonder what the communication was like there, because there was that third member that he took down, but was looking at the other end of the trench. So I want to know what was exactly happening there. Either way, I mean, he doesn't clutch it up, but he got a lot farther than he should have.
Maybe expecting Trash to push through the trenches. What a call out. Concord Gray, they need something here. They're down 3 rounds. We're in round number 6 here. Visions in, well, on offense, again, SAU Blue take the slow approach. They have one player in blue looking adjacent to bomb site B. A player on that bomb site won't be pushing on forward, but the player outside the cemetery is starting to push on forward for the mid, potentially going prone to look past the mid scoop. Davy Jones holding the bomb. He's going to look over the trenches, and I can only imagine that it is, in fact, Vivian on afar, just waiting for the angle on the trenches to be peaked by Hocules.
No one opts into playing around the skill area we typically see around this A bomb site. It's all been back in towards this back grandma house over towards the trench area. The sniper play's been big. Well, finally we see a kill go through, and this is the first time I think in a lot of rounds in a row that Concord Gray have now found themselves with a man advantage with a good amount of time to work with. As we'll see the push start to commence here for SAU. They're going to move up. Goose looks like he has popped that dead silence. He's looking to get aggressive, but he sprints right in towards Hocules, and now it's going to be a 2-man advantage here with a little bit of time left.
Davy Jones still has the bomb. Has dead silence available. It's going to be Goose or Vivian on the side, excuse me. Pop dead silence of their own. Sprint straight into Hocules' sights. Will be gunned down. It's now 2 in this round alone. 2 players remaining here from SAU Blue. Good timing there on to find Cody Vibes inside the dark, rotating to the backside. That sniper's nest towards Broken. Trash will be marching onto the flank. Part of the course is what they typically do on defense so far. Last player survived here is Easy, all the way outside the blue building. Now Trash is hard on the hunt. Heard the sounds potentially. Did not actually. They're on the other side of the wall from one another. Time is going to be exhausted here, although it was a tall order to ask for Easy. They're just going to give the round to time. Concord Gray with a much-needed round win. Diminish this lead to 2 points.
Yeah, big opening picks. This time they find the first blood. They're not the ones getting blooded and then not finding the trades. So a very nice round for Concord Gray, but they're going to need a few more of those before they're up to par here with the 4 count that SAU have already built up for themselves here and towards map number 2. Again, very crucial for the side of SAU to close this one out to tie up the series heading in towards our domination for us. But this time around, Concord Gray looks to switch things up, do exactly what I talked about, trying to play the other bomb site that isn't typically done too often here. And Pinko and Johnson already going to be spotted out, and I believe spotted that member here as well. He's up on the tank, and he's going to wait very patiently here for his team to get some map control. But Cody Vibes, he opens up with first blood.
This is big here for Cody. Doesn't fully commit to taking that 1v1 versus Davey, who probably broke back behind the bar. Vivian's going to peek out from the mid. Pinecone Johnson trains the shots. Does not able to connect with all of them that they were looking for. But the information's going to be there. Vivian, you see on your screen through the X-ray, will be working their way through the flank. And it's going to be free, more or less. But Concord Gray, they really need to hit the gas here, Visions. This time exhausted. And this hesitation... This is all time that Vivian could be completing the flank. Cody Vibes now. Crouching on forward. There's 2 players going to be looking through this window, expecting for this to happen. They need some sort of pinch to come through. There's a player also on the other side of the missiles of Pinecone Johnson.
You got to watch that member that's on the flank right now because he is about to get work done. He's probably about to get into an interaction right there Just see if he can get it. The Vivian has already grabbed the one on towards Trash. Can he find the second? Doesn't matter because his teammates have both been able to grab one apiece themselves. Hocules now desperately looking for this. Remember, this flank has really been that thorn in the side that you talked about. They gave him too much time, but now there's 30 seconds left. You got 3 more members to cut through. This is overall a 1v4, now a 1v3, and they have complete setup here around this bomb. And this is just going to be so difficult for this man to be able to even get close with only 20 seconds left. It looks like it might just be SAU here with another round.
That fall damage scaring both me and Benji. However, Hocules still trying to make the play happen. Finds the shots there on the easy. Finds the head as well. 5 seconds remaining. The play is completely out of question. Now, we'll still be full of commitment. I love the hustle coming out from Hocules. But again, that hesitation just really came back to bite them in the rear. In Concord Gray, they had the play, they had the setup. Heck, they even had first blood visions.
They did.
And they were unable to take the map away. If you're going to try to commit to the play there onto the bomb site B, you really need to have the player rotating all the way out from cemeteries. There's a really nice head glitch that you can get in between those rocks that trumps out the rotation from the backside of bomb site B. And you can see through the window to help the player that has the bomb to jump on through over top of the bar where Cody Vibes died from. It was a good scholar's try there from Concord Gray, but the execution just a little bit, just falling a little bit short there. Now, SAU Blue look to try to create some of the same magic. We'll say anything you could do, we could do better potentially. Vivian on top of Blue here with the AX-50 is going to be really tough for the player of Concord Gray on top of that bomb site to be peeking out with their M4. It's trash. They're just going to go ahead and get the heck out of Dodge.
And hopefully, SAU does that same trap that just put Concord Gray in, where you realize that they're maybe making this push over towards B, but they are so slow that they give enough time for Concord Gray to over and get in position to try and stop it, but they're killed there, and they're doing up first blow. Pressure going to be on, shots going down, but not going to be able to connect onto anything else. Now waiting patiently here with just over a good amount of time left to make the push happen. Again, this is the round point. And this could be it, but the shots again are good, and now that's just one by one dropping for SAU with no trade.
Okay, so you have early trades yet again. Pinecone Johnson picks back up the mantle of the AX-50. Here goes another one. Now it's a 2v5. Don't get too big for your britches here now, Concord Gray. Don't give yourself up in the sight lines there in mid and allow Vivian to try to clutch this one out. The bomb is dropped right in front of the site, and this is really wise from Concord Gray. Don't give up any positioning. Make SAU Blue come to you. Now, Vivian's going to try to complete this rotation all the way on the outside. Going to be taking a look over top of the cemetery. It's going to be more than well how it almost gets the quick scope. The hit marker was right there. Finds the shoulder. We'll be able to get the kill. Now it comes down to easy with the MP5. Tall order ass. 15 seconds remaining. The bomb not even near them at all. It might just end up giving this round of time because it is map point here for SAU Blue. After all, Concord Gray, even though they're going to be diminishing it again down to 2 points. Oh, the timing there. Very unfortunate. Nevertheless, Concord Gray still have a long feat ahead of them here in S&D Arcloth B.
That's right, but one round at a time. We'll get you there, as this is looking like a nice hold. But we saw the exact same thing that I talked about right as the round started, where it's like, if you're going to make this push over towards this B bomb site, you have to have a coordinated push about how you're going to execute on it, because too many times it seems like these teams that make this push over towards B are just waiting for members to pop in towards their line of sights. Well, both of these teams, seeing so many snipers is making the play a lot more reserved, but you just saw it. All the dead silences are up, which means that we likely could get a very aggressive play over towards A. Concord Gray looking to make this happen. It looks like they're going fairly quickly.
That smoke nade, a little bit too short. Vivian is able to find the head of Trash. AX-50 bout still in play. And already losing one member on your offense. While SAU Blue are still on map point. Vivian. Here comes the slow crab walk around the corner of trenches that they are infamously known for, at least through this match alone. Won't be able to find any players in that sightline alone. Good information there from the Sun Tax on a Johnny Boy, but they're not afraid. They're still marching on forward. They are starting to stick the bomb. Goose is on the other side. He didn't see him. Oh no, the timing's not there. He's still reloading. He didn't see him plant the bomb.
He grabs him at the end of the day. Pinecone Johnson finds the trade onto the sniper. Now we got ourselves a 2v4. Concord Gray got to go big. Cody Vibes finds himself one. Can he find two? He does. And SAU slowly falling apart as they find themselves in a 2v2. Concord Gray looking to force the round number 9. Davy Jones and Easy. They just have to hold on to this bomb, make sure it does not get defused, and now it's a 1v2. Pinecone Johnson, sniper in hand. He's got a great position on this. This looks great. He's going to find the first one. He does, and now he just needs to wait patiently. This member has to challenge him, but Easy has the submachine gun, which means that is going to be another round. Pinecone Johnson in the right position, sniper in hand. And well, SAU struggling to close out this map number 2.
Pinecone freaking Johnson with a well-placed sniper shot is going to be able to stop the bomb from being defused. But man, oh man, this is starting to feel like a old school cartoon. I'm thinking like Ren and Stimpy, like when you get like a scuffle and like all that, like they're like brawling inside the smoke and all you can see is like character models just like poking in and out too. Like that's how I feel like that last round just went in between SAU Blue and Concord Gray. SAU Blue with all dead silences now online, potentially going to look for the same thing. Not even potentially. Well, they're just going to be doing the same thing with a little bit of an adaptation. They have 2 players in the mid this time, looking straight through the mid cut. It's the same setup for Concord Gray, and here's Vivian. Crab walking around the corner. Angle is almost there. Believe sees a shoulder pad. Won't be able to take the connection knowing that it's only going to be a hit marker. It's Hockey Lee's on the other side. Won't be giving the light of day onto Vivian in their sightline.
Might just be covered by the hole there. It's hard to tell, but Vivian, he's
I feel
waiting.
like he saw
he finds a head.
Oh.
Almost takes off. I believe that might have been Pinecone Johnson there in the back, who likely has a sniper of his own. As he looks to now reposition up towards this top house area here. Trash, though, he finds first blood on towards Goose, and now this is going to be a good defensive start for Concord Gray to force the round number 11 here. SAU, they're just going to be caught out again one by one. The trades are not coming through. The stun is good. Crocs is now having to just hold this angle. The nade not going to connect, but either way, 50 seconds left. SAU have to find 5 members, and they only got 3 to work with.
Pinecone Johnson finds the shot. Vivian still fishing out for theirs. Crocs pops dead silence, starts pushing on forward through this connection onto A. And you best believe that that's going to be covered there. Now Crocs pushing on forward. Hey, how you doing, Hocules? Hocules was fishing out, waiting for that one. Vivian, a little bit shy on the trigger. Won't be able to connect there. Probably only would have been a hit marker, nevertheless, catching the ankle or the kneecap. Well, I'm not going to lie, an AX50 to anyone's kneecap would definitely take them out of commission, regardless of the matter. Trade will be there. SAU Blue only have 2 players remaining. Time not in their advantage. Going to attempt to try to recover the bomb and maybe get a plant to come through. Vivian, for the heroic snipe, won't be able to get the consolation prize. Hockey Leafs will put them down. Concord Gray even things up. Visions, we're headed to round number 11 here on Arco Peak S&D.
Oh, round number 11, 3 rounds straight for Concord Gray. Arkansas, they got to be feeling a little bit of tension and pressure here going in towards this round because their pushes have been shut down. Their defense has been picked apart right now, as we're seeing. The first half, it was pretty much all the side of Vivian, but this second half, it's been Pinecone Johnson and the submachine gun players. Trash also getting a lot of work done, but there you have it. A lot of dead silences are up and available for this round number 11, and well, offensive round for Concord Gray, and they're going to stick to their guns, go over towards this ace site here again, and Pinecone Johnson looking to change things up is actually going to be Vivian as he's pushing right to the smoke around.
Oh my God!
He can find 2, he might find 3.
Are you kidding me?
But Easy has already cleaned him up, and now Pinecone Johnson just needs to get himself away right now, as this is a massive play from SAU.
What a call out. The conditioning has been set in. It's like, oh, you think we're running a sniper on defense? How about a dead silence push through your smoke with the MP5 met on the other side of trenches? SAU Blue, they hit the gas through the floor of the car, through the pavement. They hit the core of the earth, my man, and they just absolutely bulldoze over Concord Gray. They win round 11 with ease, it would seem, but my God, what a turn of events there in round 11, turning up the pace with a much-needed map win there. Heading into Gunrunner domination, we will guarantee ourselves a 4th map today.
Proper, I am such a big fan of those Hail Mary calls where you just go for it. The defensive round might be in your favor. You just have to wait, but rather than taking the chances of getting picked, letting those picks maybe come through there for Pinecone Johnson, worked in the sniper in the second half like he did. You just make the call, push through the smoke, and they were just on the same page. They were all committed. They did not hesitate whatsoever. And well, you just completely change up the tempo. You completely just change up the way the game has been played up towards that point. So they were not ready for that whatsoever. It showed clearly as there was no trades coming through. And man, it is now tied count here within the maps 1-1. And like you said, we're heading over towards gun runner domination coming off of that Arklov peak.
I'm out of breath from that. That was a 20-minute S&D. I mean, figuratively, I'm not actually out of breath. I mean, I'm sitting down for God's sakes. I'm casting the video games, as my mom likes to call it. The Gunrunner domination, yes, you were very right. That is where we are headed for map number 3 in this last series of the evening. And you got to wonder, heading off of Azir Cave hardpoint here, Visions, is that this could definitely go back into the favor of Concord University Gray, especially for the well-trained AR shots that we were seeing from Pinecone Johnson all the way through the MP5. The flexibility is all the way there. Trash Panda is able to go off and find and trade their life for 2, if not 3, sometimes even 4, it may seem, to try to clutch out a round. Again, won't go unnoticed to me. But for Gunrunner heading in here off of that round 11 loss, Concord Gray, they can't be shook by this. They have to go into this domination with a clear slate of mind, and they have to understand with how this map as a whole needs to be played out. So again, take a look at the scores and the maps. This is how we got here. 250-200 on that hardpoint Azir Cave for Concord Gray. 6-5 in a round 11 of a crazy back and forth search and destroy Arklov peak. But Gunrunner domination, you know as well as I do, my friend, and we saw that in our first series of the evening. That mid-control for B-Dom flag is pivotal for your success in winning either halves.
Yeah, you're relying heavily on these subs. You know, they have to get the work done in the middle of the map. They have to control these areas, and if they're not, well, then you are likely not controlling the B flags. So we got to see it, just like you just said in that first series, for as far as how it went, and it was just a lot of trading. We got to see a lot of the pushing through over towards the home flags, things like this, and it can be very chaotic, and it's very hard to track overall on a map like Gunrunner here. So the communication, very key, calling out names, making sure that you guys are on the same page for as far as what flag you're even attacking. It's all very crucial factors that play into towards a map like this and a game mode like this specifically. So I'm very excited, and well, realistically, the maps have also been fairly close for us too. Proper, you know, it's not like they're complete blowouts. That last map was maybe almost a 6-2 in favor of Arkansas for as far as maybe getting that last round. If they would have, it might have been a little bit more in their favor, but they have been fairly close. You can see it on your screen, 250-200 there on the Azir Cave, and then we'll went all the way to around 11 and almost a 20-minute S search and destroy there for us. So I think that this series could potentially go towards that map number 5 here if they can continue to keep up this pace and this tempo.
I definitely wanted to go to map 5, that's for sure. I mean, both these teams, again, Southern Arkansas University, they're at 13th. Concord University Gray, they're at 15th at 2-6. Both these teams really duking it out for a much needed win, proving their profile and their worth heading into the latter half of the season, and really starting to find their strides for both these teams as well. Their star players are definitely coming to life here. But yeah, I think it's going to be decided in a map 5 situation for how back and forth that it was all coming through. But just to break down domination, Gunrunner, again, as a whole, what's even most important is the side that you start on, too. If you start off on the munition side of the depot, typically you want to try to hold an A-B for as long as possible. We saw a mere fumble from a handful of times as we played out this map continuously through our season of CCL Visions, that a lot of teams struggle when you're spawning out their munitions depot. How many do you commit towards office and B over by the coal mines, and how do you try to influence spawns over by the turbine? It's typically going to have to be a 2-3 split after your lone player captures the home flag onto C to join towards B, but you have to slow your roll. You have to wait for a pick or two to come through before you fully commit to the map or to the spawn flip to come through. And if you hesitate, and if you give that moment of error an opportunity for either of these teams, it's going to turn in and get very hairy, and it's not going to look good for the team that stumbles upon that C hold right early on.
I think you hit the nail on the head for as far as this is, a very momentum-based type of game mode for sure, and it follows through with the map, of course. And heading in towards this one, just kind of highlighting some of the players that are going to stand out for us. In the last domination that we got to see, where it was a miraculous comeback there, coming through there for the side, I believe, of Maryland to force the map number 4. It got fairly chaotic for as far as the last minute of play, clutching up with 1v1 gunfight. You're going for those neutralizations, playing your life. trying to keep yourself alive. All those extremely big factors since they've implemented the rule change to being able to neutralize the flags. It's completely changed the way domination is obviously played here in Modern Warfare. But I believe right now we're getting ready to start up the map here very soon for us. Again, it is going to be this very close quarter map coming through with a couple long range sites through the forest area and intertwining through the middle. But overall, looking at the subs to control these close quarter areas like we hit on, and looking for some of these players who just watch over their subs around this coal area so that they can control this B flag. But it's going to be very exciting. Both these teams have put up quite a fight in both the maps we got to see so far. Now we just have to see who's going to come out and take the series lead.
All comes down to this. I almost want to say whoever takes Gunrunner domination might end up taking the whole series. You heard it here. Clip it. Remind me that I said that, Benji, later on. Thank you, sir. And so now, going to be having Gunrunner starting off here. Be a 50-50 split. See how these two teams could be favoring out for spawns and rotations. Very interesting regardless. See who is going to be committed to covering the mid side for green, boiler, and all of showers. So I'm currently looking at a black screen, so I can't even tell you. But I would love to tell you sometime soon.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. As there it is. We're good up there for it now. Right now we'll see two flags being held right now for Concord Gray. A little bit of blue in towards that kill feed for us. Nice flank from Crux as he's looking to see if he can take down trash shots or not good. Davy Jones right beside him. See if he can maybe find the trade. There it is with the submachine gun onto Johnny Boy now. But 4-point lead very early on. Concord Gray able to get themselves on towards this board and just holding this setup here. But Davy Jones again entering in with some kills, and they're finally going to try and touch this flag.
Yeah, Goose gets the trophy system down, is able to get the kill from afar on the head glitch. Crocs comes back in for 2 now. 6 and 2, they already started off this round. But it seems that with SAU Blue spawning on the C side, they didn't get a good commitment to get the A spawn flip. But they're doing just fine, controlling B right now. And that 1v1, like you said, absolutely massive. Not allowing neutralization to come through onto C, and not allowing any sort of boiler room control. Now look at this flood coming in from the Concord Gray squad all the way into boiler room. Trash a machine in 1v1. You really got to win that one. Goose snaps back, and Crocs as well.
Again, holding this area. Croc's doing a good job of locking down this, and this is all he has to do. He has to keep himself alive, but the shots are good. Pinko Johnson not going to give him that opportunity. Almost, or he does find a double here. Davy Jones snaps on Trash. Can he find 3? He's about to enter in, but his teammate cleans him up, and now these members flooding through this boiler area while they still hold on to this 2-cap. Oculus is just going to hop onto the flag, but he's got so many members pinching on him that there's no way in hell he ever caps this. Almost actually finds the neutralize here, but all these members looking to clean up house as Vivian as well as Crocs able to find 3 combined. And now the push coming right back in. Pinko and Johnson now rocking a sub actually on this map as he's trying to get up close and personal. Just add a little bit more pressure here towards Gunrunner.
And I love what I'm seeing out from Arkansas. They are doing a great job. The second that the brawl breaks out, the flood comes in from Concord Gray. They put one player back towards the train cars to see if there's a player from Concord Gray coming around the tin side or showers to try to get the neutralization onto C. The spawns are coming in from the AC unit. Concord Gray are starting to win out the gunfight. Pinecone freaking Johnson finds 2 yet again. They're on 8 and 5 now. But the kills are starting to be traded back. Fox comes back. They trade themselves out. The neutralization not able to be there. It finally comes in onto the beat-on flag. Vivian pushing on into the spawns of A is able to find 2. Someone's got to get this man out of here.
Yeah, and there's already 15 kills right now for Crocs in towards this. We're just barely touching the second half or the second quarter of this domination here. And he's already on par for hitting well over 20 if he can keep this up. Vivian also starting to get himself a couple kills. He's almost hitting double digits as he's buying time, waiting patiently, pops back up in and out, but 2 members waiting for him, and Trash is going to finish off the kill. 2-cap has been held for SAU here for the last 2 minutes and doing a great job of flooding these areas constantly, but the control finally coming in as Trash is the one that opens things up. Cody Vibes with the sub also there with the response of his own, but these members flood right back in easy. Almost finds the second double here, but this flank still has not been touched, and these members still getting here just in the nick of time to make sure it's not being capped.
Ooh. Those shots right there from Davy Jones, able to catch the back of Johnny Boy, trying to slide into Dark. Double chow coming in, Trash goes down, but Meat shield right there to help out Cody Vibes, trade onto Goose. Now Cody Vibes a little bit low, needs to wait for the regen. Hockeylees has their back and the boiler room as well. Hockeylees ends up killing off the teammate onto Cody Vibes. You hate to see it, as SAU Blue keep solidifying their control, and their lead keeps on getting even bigger, even past 30 points sometime soon.
And at 30 left, and they're starting to run away with a bit of a lead. Like you said, almost 30 points. They're going to be able to now clear out that contest. This member jumps right out, but that's an easy trade for Goose, as he's just going to cut him down on the side. Trash comes back up. He's getting a little bit of work done here as he looks to clear this out, and he's going to find that kill. David Jones wraps back to the home flag to make sure there's no neutralize, but all the members currently around this whole area, they're flooding on towards B. They want to try and close this lead a bit before they switch sides and head in towards that second half, but Easy is there. He's unable to find anything as he jumps out into mayhem, as there's so many different members shooting at him here. But finally, Concord Gray get their hands on this B play.
Oh man, how many times we're gonna have enemies in front of us and not even just worry about them and be like, yeah, no, you can come along with me and say it's all good. Come along with it. 13 and 10 Vivlian, 12 and 6 double positive for Easy. Crocs is at 17 and 9, 10 and 7 for Davy Jones. Yeah, Goose is at 6 and 8. They have 2 captures themselves. But look at all the work that's just being done from SAU Blue. 30-point lead, just under. Concord Gray, they need something to start coming to life. Trash is straight at 11-11. But this control over the jump wall has been very strong for SAU Blue. Good kill there to open up that side all the way to Boiler, but Davy Jones is still in there. Will get finally traded out there. Or I'm sorry, it was Crocs on the other side from Pinecone Johnson. But this mid-map terrain needs to be better controlled by Concord Gray. They can't keep flooding in from the coal mines. Goose is able to find Trash on the receiving end. They need to set up some sort of pinch and time it together.
You said it. They have to time these pushes together, as SAU are able to grab themselves a very nice lead heading in towards this second side here in the second half. But either way, it's just pretty much full control around this B area. It took so long for Concord Gray to even get themselves on top of the flag because, like you said, they weren't getting control of this boiler area and then pushing it out together. They weren't going for these flanks with dead silence and trying to get behind enemy lines to be that pincher in the side there. It just was not happening. It was not working. And now this is going to put them up at a very nice, comfortable lead, as it just needs to be the same thing for SAU. As long as they can keep doing what they're doing, keep this tempo up here, they're on track to go up 2-1 in this series.
Please excuse our Codcaster and our stats as they have gone back on vacation. They'll be back here at the end of the map for sure. Though early on, again, MP5 pressure inside early on. Davy Jones and Vivlian with their MP5s. We talk about Gunrunner as a whole. I mean Hackney Yard, excuse me. It's just so scary to think about. I'm sorry, yeah, Gunrunner. I'm just so lost for words. I'm just so lost for words now, just from the MP5 pressure that Concord Gray are just absolutely missing in this boiler room control. Vivlian and Davy shouldn't be able to have this terrain for free and with so much ease.
They really should not. But it's coming to them here almost naturally, it feels like, just with the way they're playing it out. Vivian going for a bit of a play on towards C. There is one member that almost is watching that cross, but it looks like it's more towards that water area in that bathroom hole pop out. So this member is going to get his hands on towards this flag. He's got a teammate with him. They could even just go for the flip all together, as Vivlian looks to jump right in towards it. They don't want to go for the full cap, but they have drawn one member back towards this, as now they can make the play on towards B, as it's been Concord Gray in control of this BC here the majority of the time. No one's going to challenge out. Finally, Vivlian comes in for the flank and he's going to neutralize it again, and now it's just forcing this member to come right back. But we're seeing control built up around B, but that member, Cody Vibes, I believe, is holding on towards that strong. Pinecone Johnson now coming back in, but Vivian is now cutting them down here so many times. They're on top of C as well. They're flipping things all around the map, and this is where the chaos starts to happen. This is where the spawns start to flip potentially, but they're going to hold on to the same sides, and now the push going to come right back over, but Cody Vibes has already shut down 3, and finally it's going to be Vivian that trades him out.
Listen, Valentine's Day just passed, but I love the commitment coming out from SAU Blue, really trying to neutralize the C-Dom flag. I mean, that's just very impressive nevertheless, but Concord Gray able to flip it back on their head. Cody Vibes doing a great job getting the spawns all the way from the AC, got the backup all the way through Dark into the coal mines. Goose marching on forward with Easy is able to start clearing off the B-Dom site. No neutralization for the time being. Now taking control of Dark. I don't believe Hockey Lee saw that player over there. We'll be able to get the trade. They were aware, but the team shots were there. Vivlian from the boiler room was able to cut down Hockey Lee's. Now the neutralization and the flip, in fact, comes through in favor of SAU Blue. Now they're in control of the Covenant AB hold.
They're finally able to get their hands on this B flag that seems to be so difficult to do here on this A side, but it's neutralized. It's going to be right back over. Still about 20 points sitting in favor of SAU, but that could quickly diminish as there is still a good amount of time left. 3 minutes, 30 seconds, and we'll see some shots go down. The trades again, the push coming right back through over towards B. Looks like Concord going to get their hands on towards this 2-cap, and they will. So they are just in a great position, holding on the best they can to try and lock down these spawns, these lines of sight here constantly.
Gonna have to see what the answer is back. Pushing on forward, though, Concord Gray off spawns again from the AC unit. Get the trades inside the coal mines. There's still players for SAU Blue working their way through showers into the mid. They really want this neutralization on the C. But all of this time, again, just allows Concord Gray to take their spawns and to solidify their hold onto B. Trash going absolutely off again, kills 4 members of Concord Gray. Make that 5. What a power position they have here. They love their head glitches, Visions.
Yeah, they do, and they lock them down once they're in position.
Jesus!
Again, Trash is just lighting them up one by one.
One more?
Challenge again. Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
Another!
Just taking them down with no problem, at ease at this point in time, as they're going to be holding on towards just that B flag here. It's going to be, yeah, they completely run away. They're not challenging this man anymore. Trash is going to make the dead silence play, and he's now going to push over towards A, as they're going to be able to get the neutralize at the very least here and try to get this AB setup. But Goose is there, and he's going to now go for the retake and try and get themselves a home flag here again.
Vivian got the spawns on the other side. This isn't what you want now from Concord Gray. This is what you got to be careful about, pushing past the 50 or the half line marker, especially for domination. Spawns start going absolutely crazy. You said it earlier on. Now Concord Gray, they have to commit their resources to be able to get C flag back in their control. However, marching on forward, Johnny Boy and Cody Vibes are getting good control over top of B. Pinecone Johnson is able to find the cross angle onto Goose, is now in control of Boiler, and why wouldn't she be here? Trash in the backline towards the spawn. These shots are not there. Oh no! Davy Jones was able to pull out the knife. Says, "Get out of my spawn, Trash! Get out of here!"
Insult to injury, as they finally were able to take down Trash. It's the knife that has to do it. Pinecone Johnson is beating him down. We're turning it into a UFC match now, as it's just the fist, it's the knives, and well, we'll see what Pinecone Johnson can do as he's playing Ring Around the Rosie, as this one's getting chaotic, but the lead is still very much in favor of SAU, and while the 3-cap's got to come in, it's got to come in now before they're going to have any chance to try and go up 2-1, but it looks like SAU, they're on track. They're going to be able to hold on towards this one flag is all they really have to do, and this is going to put them set in stone, going up 2-1 in this series. This is very nicely done in this game number 3. SAU really finally able to get a footing on towards this matchup, and now Concord Gray have their backs up against the wall, heading in towards map number 4.
They're all just defending their home flag now. They know the win condition was already set in stone, but it's already too late. Mathematically impossible. SAU Blue will go up 2 maps here, taking Gunrunner Domination. Remember the map that time, Smile. And now we have Concord Gray really on the back burner, down 2 maps. They have to win Hackney Yard Hardpoint and Gunrunner Search and Destroy if they want to try to win out this series. 196 to 185 will be the final score.
As we'll see Cody Vibes here. I think this is the 3-piece that he picks up. Oh, he ends up finding the double there, easily done. And then the last one challenges out, but takes him down. But either way, looking at some of the scoreboards now, 33 come through for Vivian, as he was the one that had, 15 kills in that second or the very first quarter of this domination here. He just had so many people dropping. His teammates were all sitting on like 2, 3, and 4 kills, and he was just cleaning up house. He slows down a bit in towards that first side there, and his teammates start to pick up a little bit of the slack, but he gets it done in the second side there as well. And well, overall, we did see a 30 bomb come through for Cody Vibes with the submachine gun. So the submachine gun's trying to get work done, but at the end of the day, not able to grab the majority of that points there for the side of Concord. So this is now going to make a very spicy and exciting map number 4 here, as like you said, could this be an easy closeout for whoever takes this map number 3? You said might just have that momentum to close it out going in towards the hard point.
Oh, yes, indeed. I did say that. Thank you for the reminder that, Gunrunner Domination, quite literally a swing and turning point here. Take a look at the scoreboard and all the maps and how we got here. Along with us here, Azir Cave, Hardpoint 250 to 200 for Concord Gray. But however, the Mole Riders coming back in the past 2 maps in round 11, able to sneak on by, quite literally with dead silence through the smokes, winning out 6-5 and 196-185. Both Crocs and Vivlian quite literally going off. Trash in their flanks going 32 and 22 with their MP5 and head glitch. It just was not enough to stop the Mole Riders from mowing on over into domination, making it themselves up on series point.
And I'm looking at this next map here about, who's really going to clutch up, who's really going to go big for the side of Concord Gray. Because, we've seen some highlight plays. We got to see some people pop off here and there. The Search and Destroy was really looking really good for the side of Pinecone Johnson. He was getting a lot of work done, and they were slowly making that comeback happen, but quickly shut down with a very nice shot call on the round 11 there for the side of SAU to close that one out and not throwing that one and giving that one over towards their opponents here in this matchup. But I'm looking at this next one, as I think I'm lagging. I'm sick of what I'm hearing, maybe, potentially. But so I think we're just going to throw it to a short break. We're going to throw it just away here, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for our Hackney Yard on Hardpoint here. So make sure you guys do not go anywhere. We'll be right back here momentarily. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 4, Hackney Yard, for some Hardpoint to see if it's going to be SAU. Keeping the map count going. They've gotten themselves 2 straight. Concord Gray, of course, took that very first Hardpoint there. Okay, but this time around, SAU are going to have the favorable spawn for P2, which means it's going to be very crucial for Concord Gray to be able to get a lot of time here off of P1.
Putting 2 players in the mid off rip there was Concord Gray, not having a player inside the offices, but I love the start from SAU Blue. You said it wonderfully, friend, that they already have the favorite spawns for P2. That swing point is quite favorable, especially in the early going of things. Easy will be naded out and shot down. Trash able to find 2. It's been having themselves a bit of a series, but Concord Gray is still down a map. Now this 50-50 split still favoring SAU Blue, all things considered, to the point advantage to Concord Gray hold. You see the spawn still for SAU Blue over in and around the tire shop, thanks for the player up in top of the useless building, who will be holding the spawns in there for the time being.
That's right. Goose hasn't gotten an interaction yet, but finally he's able to find one there onto Hocules, making this rotation. Concord is actually getting the spawns now as they have flipped out the side of SAU. This member just to stay alive. Goose is not going to be able to find him, though, as Trash picks him up. A very crucial kill to get, and they lost the original setup here going for P2. They do get at least 20 points off of that very first hill, but this is massive and crucial right now for the side of for the side of Concord Gray, excuse me.
I agree, Benji. That was a very interesting wallbang. Still a kill, nevertheless. However, SAU Blue now trying to go for the hit come in. Concord Gray solidifying their teeth hard inside P2. SAU Blue, this might be your wrongdoing, trying to go for a late hit. It's being held down with strong arms here. Concord Gray will not be budged off of P2. Spawns SAU Blue all the way out by yellow. They're going to start going through the warehouse. Are they going to go for a late hit here? No chance if they actually go for a late hit. Trash on this flank over by Forklift finds 2. They're on 4 straight. Make that 3. Pulls out the pistol. Make that 5. 10 and 2. Concord Gray, Trash Panda going off.
This man getting the work done, now looking to get the rotation done here with his teammate that's already over the half wall. They got some of his screen control right now as they're just waiting patiently, checking all of his corners here, wants to keep the streak going. There's one member that might bust through the door coming in. He's going to spot him out. Should be a gunfight for him. It is now 6 in a row, 11 and 2. This member might peek. He saw him. He's trying to wallbang him there. Won't be able to have enough ammo to do exactly that. Nade thrown out. The trophy is good. Finally cut down on that 6 free as he's now 12 and 3. But this is a nice hold so far for SAU. They got to keep members on the hill, though. This is the problem. No one's soaking up this time. They might have the positioning here, but it's already 20 seconds that have elapsed from this as this member just gets snapped on there, and David Jones loses that gunfight.
Pinecone Johnson is on 5 straight. They're at 7 and 3. Will finally be gunned down. I can't believe they won that gunfight versus Goose. They didn't even start at a regen. Trash is past quad positive at this point. They're going absolutely hamburgers right now. Cody Vibes sliding back in, finds another 3. Can't get the 4th. Team shots are there to help out. And now this hard hit coming on in. This is all while Concord Gray are pushing their lead to darn near 80 points on the smokestack hardpoint. You see SAU Blue getting the spawns in and around the office building visions they're wanting to set up here for P4.
Trying to get the setup done. As they're going to be able to grab this. The last problem they have with the smokestack kill was they weren't collecting the time. They were in the setup and they were getting the initial kills, but Easy's going to be able to find two. Hercules now just needs to wait for his team to rejoin him with this retake, but now he's going to make the solo push on his own. His team is coming through the side door. This is now going to pinch perfectly. Goose is in. The smoke is making everything very chaotic as no one really knows where anyone is, but right now it's in control of Concord Gray. They're starting to build up this lead. They're at now 120 to 45, and it looks like they're on track here to grab almost the majority of these points as one last push is coming through from SAU.
This is not looking good for SAU Blue, who looked fantastic in S&D and domination. Cody Vibes is having themselves a day, 15 and 11. What you expect from all of those deaths, the entry fragger coming away, trading their life for 3, if not 4 from time to time. Vivian, in this 1v1, will come out on top. First is Cody Vibes. The spawns in the favor of SAU Blue as we're about to be rotating out to the dock building. Good angle there from Goose to find Hercules, rotating in front of the yellow building. Easy from P3 is able to get the angle on the Cody Vibes, and now SAU Blue with a much-needed foothold here on to P5. This could be the swing point that they need before we go into a rotation back to P1.
Certainly can be. They're in control, but that's 3 kills down right now for SAU Blue. Hercules holding this inner area, trying to break down, but that's Goose and Crocs, the duo getting things done at the moment, but there comes Pinecone Johnson. Johnny Boy's in with a double, and just like that, the break from Easy is responded with, and now there's going to be control here. 20 points to be soaked up. Davy Jones, after a very chaotic back and forth, will finally get himself in towards the hill. Will close this lead a little bit as the reset of the hard points are going back towards Warehouse.
This is all while the spawns for SAU Blue in those trades back and forth. We're going towards the warehouse side. They're now pushing all the way through to find the spawns of Concord Gray, who are spawning outside the office. Very awkward engagement. Nevertheless, Cody Vibes will lose out that gunfight. Easy will be traded out after finding 2 themselves. Back on P1, Concord Gray found a lot of good time early on here, Visions. This power position for Crocs could trump just that as the hit comes in from bottom L.
That player, though, number 5 right now, oh, he just actually did win a gunfight right there. I believe that might be Vivian. He's just trying to buy time for the P2. This is such the right mindset because his team can continue to hit this hill right here and trying to get them off of it as the shot's almost good on towards Trash, but Cody Vibes nonetheless takes them down there. And this is just going to be really important for that member to stay alive, but it does not end up happening as Vivian ends up getting traded out there from Johnny Boy. They double back for him. Goose can't slide across. 3 members shooting at him. And now it's Concord Gray grabbing the scrap time as well as stopping the push right now for the rotation from SAU on towards P2, and Concord Gray are on track. If they can just hold this same hill like they did last time, they're going to be able to get them to a point where they can close out this game, potentially on the one after this.
Gotta be careful where you grab that Semtex. So I want to be holding it from the sticky side as you throw it. Concord Gray now, like you said, getting the spawns into P2. They are happy to give up that scrap time onto P1 Visions as they are solidifying themselves onto P2, a swing point. How about double the points? Concord Gray are just now growing the lead, about to be a plus 100-point lead at that. And look at the angles being held here. Nevertheless, a player up inside Useless will be spawned in. Trash on the other side of the police car is able to find Crocs, trying to get any kills within their favor. Goose now in a power position on top of the scaffolding, is able to find Hercules on the point, but Johnny Boy is still there. Trash on the opposite side here will be gunned down by Goose. Goose is going to be looking for a late hit here for scrap time. All of SAU Blue are still spawning in and around the warehouse area. You took a look at Concord Gray and their spawns now. This is really good for them. They already have a player on the next hard point.
That's right. They are going to pick up the scrap time here, but in position, Vivian backtracks, and rightly so, as he needs to wait for his teammates to get with him and try and get themselves a break on towards the smokestack hill. Hercules holding this top 10 area right now, locking down the majority of this middle map. Cody Vibes able to grab 2, keep himself alive, holding this close corner bottom L as he throws a nade up top, but Hercules is the one that takes down the submachine gun player here from SAU Blue. Again, the stop is just coming as they're just going to have to try and get in, but it's so difficult to funnel through this area. They do drop the smoke, but Trash is able to find themselves too.
Oh, no.
And SAU Blue are struggling to even push out of this warehouse area right now as they're just getting funneled. A double comes through from Cody Vibes as he's now on a 4 spree, and Concord Gray can look to close it out right here, right now.
They have to start flooding in. They're all spawning in through the warehouse. 10 points remaining. Cody Vibes now for 5. Getting the challenge in bottom L, make that 6, 27-22. Now, nobody on the hard point. Cody Vibes is like, don't worry, man, I got this. The angle is still there from bottom L, make that 7, 28-22. Another player about to be challenging in from top L. Cody Vibes has a different idea and how they want to approach this. Slides in from bottom L, make that 8. And Concord Gray will win hard point on Hacking Yard. We will be seeing a map 5 gun runner S&D will be coming at you but a 130-point victory here on Hackney Yard Hardpoint. My goodness, and from this player alone, Trash went absolutely off. This play was exquisite.
You love to see it if you're a Concord Gray fan as they fight back. They keep the series alive, and we're going in towards another search and destroy. And well, if you didn't watch the first search and destroy, Arklov Peak went to round 11. Hail Mary call from SAU Blue as they are on the defensive round, and they're the ones that bomb rushed the side of Concord Gray and catch them with their pants down, and they were just not ready for the engagements as doubles were picked up for Vivian. Player pushes through the trench. They are able to close out that round after almost getting a comeback coming through from Concord Gray. But now going in towards our next map here, this is where things get a little bit exciting because these teams look to be so evenly matched here for us proper. We've seen both of them, a lot of great things, a lot of bad things to take away from all of these maps so far on the day. So now who's to say what to expect going in towards our fifth map here on towards Gunrunner?
I would say that Concord Gray certainly are heating up. You know, I said hopping into the domination after a round 11 loss that you were talking about on Arklov Peak that they needed to wipe the slate clean, clear their minds. And I think they did that just fine hopping into Hardpoint, Hackney Yard, trying to make me eat my socks for dinner. It may seem, as I was saying, that the winner of Domination, Gunrunner, will potentially win the series. Now, it's still yet to be decided. Again, round 11 on Arklov Peak did go in the favor for Southern Arkansas University. Take a look at the scoreboard is how we got here as well. If you missed that Hardpoint, definitely want to go back because it was definitive. Concord Gray have never looked better. 250 to 120 over SAU Blue. But man, oh man, the Trash go off. 29 and 16, 29 and 22 for Cody Vibes. The entry fragger with the MP5 and Pinecove Frink and Johnson went plus 10, 22 and 12. And although on the other side, you did have Easy go 26 and 23, Vivian went 22 and 18, those MP5s, it's just not enough for Southern Arkansas University to deal with the respawn game that Concord University Gray were bringing to them.
That's right. Cody Vibes up at their faces, and you just mentioned all the other stats. These AR players locking down all of these long lines of sights, and that's something that we see on Hackney Yard. Some teams favor the 2 AR setup, other teams go for the 4-1 with just the 1 M4A1. But this time around, it seems to favor the 2 AR setup for the side of Concord Gray as they get enough work done to force this map number 5 here. And well, both of the hard points going over towards Concord Gray makes for a very exciting map number 5. As again, you got to come back to those round 11s, got to come back to the Arklov Peak where things look neck and neck. We saw the sniper play a little bit of a factor in towards that Arklov Peak where both teams had a strong sniper player. I know we saw Vivian, one of the members here for the side of Arkansas, and then of course Pinecone and Johnson with the sniper in hand for his team Concord Gray. We have seen a little bit of sniper play. We actually got to see it in our very first series on the day there as well on Gunrunner here. So could also be a factor around that forest area and playing that back warehouse where if you get the bomb down, then your sniper player can play that and just constantly peek in and out and keep them off of that bomb.
I don't think that's going to be the wave, though, for Concord University. I think just forgetting about the AX50, playing your strengths, that min-map control, let your MP5s go absolutely off. Let Trash find these off angles, push on through. I'm thinking all the way back to the first series that we did here as well, Visions to Rutgers. And when you think of an AR pressure like Protocol, I'm seeing the same thing for Trash in this matchup right here. Gets the first pick and then pushes on through that chokehold to make it even tighter for the enemy team in SAU Blue to try to deal with, especially for S&D Gunrunner, where that min-map control is so vital that if you get that push, especially, well, offensively or defensively through the coal mines, that could be a very tough cookie to try to bite into, considering that angle from AC all the way to the train cars or from the turbine all the way into the tins is very troublesome to be dealing with on the opposite side.
It definitely can be. I think that the submachine gun play, getting map control and having the confidence to push up is something that we saw up against Maryland there, where they were unable to match that same kind of pressure and presence and getting towards those power positions. But the big thing is just we saw them constantly get into the areas where Maryland, didn't know where they were going to be. And then they were always pushing so late that they were unable to actually grab control. Now, just a reminder, we did play that one on the minute 30 rule change, where, of course, this series we've been playing the normal CDL rules that have not been changed with the 2-minute timer. So that is also something to talk about, where the teams are still going to have a little bit of extra time to make those rotations, play a little bit slower. And if those teams are opting into play where they're rushing on the defensive rounds to try and get towards those positions where it makes it very difficult for the enemy team to get up and plant that bomb site, they have a little bit more time to throw the tacticals, throw the nades, work it slowly, and try and find those picks. But either way, it is time. Map number 5 for the last series on the night, ladies and gentlemen. Concord Gray up against Arkansas to see who's going to be able to give themselves another win, as these wins so very crucial as we close into playoffs here in April.
We talked about set Danes back on Arklov Peak. The same thing for Search and Destroy here on Gunrunner. Going to ring in true. Much like you said, we were still playing here with a 2-minute time rule set. So the time could be in the favor. Pinecone Johnson, I heard the shot come through. Definitely an AX-50. It is, in fact. Rips off the head of Goose. And now this is going to be a numbers advantage for Concord Gray. They pop the smoke. They're able to get there onto the bomb site. Davy Jones won't be able to get away from the crosshairs of Pinecone Johnson. Although Cody goes down, SAU Blue, they got to pay for a pick here. And there's the one onto Hercules, making it a little bit more doable to defuse this bomb.
A little bit to work with. We'll see here and find ourselves in a 3v3, but they have to deal with this player in the back, and that's Pinecone Johnson now as he's down low. He's going to spot him out. Vivian unable to connect on the very important sniper play. He gets himself away and does not get picked. Easy now looks to make his play out, but Trash is there to shut him down, and that strategy that I talked about with the AX-50 in the back makes it so difficult, because if you don't kill that player, then it's almost impossible to break this setup.
Think about all that sideline that you get. It's just so imperative. Top 10s, you can have an AR, but if you're dealing with a sniper, the caliber, pun intended, that Pinecone Johnson is playing with, they're just going to go absolutely off. 3-0, finding 3 members of SAU Blue. Now we're going to have to see how the Mole Riders answer on back. And, well, it's going to be pretty much the same that Concord Gray did against them. Going to be a little bit of a hit. Put a player over by the trees. Going to have a player just holding off in the spawn. A player inside the boiler room as well. And a player peeking out through green. Goose holding on the turbine is able to find first blood. That's on to Cody vibes. Good numbers advantage early on for Concord Gray. But you don't want to hesitate. You got to think about what this first blood gives you. And that's going to be map terrain. You just got to be able to take control of it.
That's right. Trying to work out some of these trades. Obviously, the crucial factor when having the man advantage here. But bombs going down here around this B area, still favoriting this bomb site, of course. Pinecone Johnson is up top, waiting patiently for a member maybe to peek out or push a little bit too far, but that is not going to be the case. SAU completely back up here and are looking just to hold on as Crocs has now found Trash, and well, Concord Gray find themselves in a 3v5.
Oh, that timing right there from Johnny was perfect. Finds Crocs rotating into showers from the water side. Hercules now from the forklift will start being pushing on forward. 20 seconds to be playing with, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. Smoke comes through. Hercules from the other side could potentially be looking for this pinch, but it is already being covered. Goose from afar, Vivian from up close. Pinecone Johnson with a tall order ahead of them is just trying to run and gun. Regen won't be able to be there in time. Pulls out the trusty old pistol to keep themselves safe. A player from the other side of the door tries to pull out the melee, won't get in the distance. SAU Blue will be able to win round 2.
Big crucial round offense, of course, favoring both these teams here thus far. The last kill comes through. Almost getting some more UFC action like we did in that last Gunrunner domination. This time around, it's going to work out there for Pinecone Johnson.
Just wish Vivian also went for the melee, too. If they went for the melee right there, too, it just would have been all the better.
Brawling out with the hand, with the gun bash. Either way. Back on sports. Round number 3, offensive round, favoring both these teams, in Concord Gray back on the offense as they just push back over towards.
We got pretty much the same setup as they did previously, but it is well scouted out this time round. So then Arkansas University, without hesitation, just push on forward. This kind of reminds you of the round 11 victory that they had back on Arklov Peak, even defensively, just pushing forward, taking their gun skill and running away with it. Pinecone Johnson with the AX-50. One of the lone survivors as well, I believe, is Trash left alive as well. Gonna take a shot. Gonna miss. Give a little bit of a haircut. And get a good couple tags there onto the player in the lower warehouse. In a 2v5 situation, without the bomb being carried by one of the members from Concord Gray, is gonna be very difficult. Trash tries to make the play happen. Slow rolling through the vents. Time could be perfect there if they check on over to where Davey is. We see it through the X-ray, but got to get a little bit more forward if they want to get that play, and they pop that silence to do it.
Comes the play, 50 seconds left, holding the corner. Easy finds Trash. 45 seconds left, last alive. 1v5. We almost saw the man Trash, I believe, do it in that Arkalov peak where he took down 4 in the 1v5 and then just fell short in the back this time around. No kills come through. SAU play out a very clean defensive round and stop the trend of offenses going the way of the team. A nice kill comes to in the end there as Vivian closes in with all of his teammates and is going to put them up by 1.
Now, much like Arkalov peak, the lead cannot grow too far. Don't want to have a replication of what we saw in Arkalov peak for Concord University Gray, where their backs are pushed all the way against the ropes, where they have to really play from behind. They got to clean things up right here, right now. Talking set nades, holding the proper angles, everything needed. The kid and caboodle. Vivlian, the bomb, right outside the boiler room. It's a player holding the water side as well for Concord Gray. Hit markers coming through. No kills thus far. Here comes the smoke from Vivlian. I think it was a little bit too far of a toss there. And again, Trash did hear that player, but Vivlian more than well scouted out onto Trash. He's able to get first blood.
Big connection for him. Look to slowly edge up here on towards B. Nades thrown out, trying to play for information still. Goose towards this right area, waiting for one person just to overextend a little bit too far. Cody Vibes is up top. If he gets the right angle, I believe you'll see him, but he's holding it tight. Takes down Goose, and now we got ourselves a 4v4. Vivian now looking for a second. He finds Cody, who's up top. The trade is not going to come through, and the Dead Silence still going to get a reset here and is active as there's a member right towards, right behind him now. Unless he's going to run out for the trade. He's there. He's taking down 3 in this round, and now it's going to put him 9-1.
Yeah, Oculus with a much-needed kill there on the Davy Jones, but didn't keep their aim trained. Now the hit to come through on the opposite side. Dead Silence fully reset here. Pinecone and Johnson up in top 10. Johnny Boy holding inside the showers. Waiting to see what the play could be here for SAU Blue. They get the plant. So Concord Gray know how they have to adjust this. And I like this from Pinecone Johnson. They're going to be contested on the other side of AC, but what a power position that they could find themselves in. While Johnny Boy starts to work their way around Boiler, there is a player inside there. They actually didn't even commit to there. And now they're going to break through water, and this pinch hit could be huge. They just got to find Vivlian. You got to check your corners wisely here, Pinecone Johnson. He's able to find one. Doesn't check the other corner. Vivlian able to get the trade. Johnny Boy is able to trade on out. Now it's a 1v1. Johnny Boy versus Easy.
No time. He's going to try and hop the defuse.
He's so far away, though.
Number 6, he should be able to get to it in
no,
time.
No, you stick it, Johnny Boy.
No. He actually might have gotten it. I think he heard him bust through the door, but he might have been able to stick it out. Decides not to, and that's going to be now back-to-back rounds here for SAU.
Head in hands, not like this. Man, I mean, we know because the X-ray and the mini-map, Johnny Boy, the anxiety had to have been getting to him. But with the stick, even with the time against it, was about to be picture perfect for the defuse as far as time running out. Concord Gray now 2 rounds under. Gonna look to replicate the same thing that they found success in, only this time round. Bomb's gonna work their way in front of the turbine. Early smoke's coming through. There's a player outside the shower area. Vivlian was the first one inside this whole area inside Boiler. It's such a powerful control for the MP5s. Crocs looks over the entirety of the map from the train cars. Davy Jones, close range proximity, able to find one with their MP5 as well. Now in a 3v5, Concord Gray without numbers. The shots on the Hercules, they know SAU Blue does that there's a player definitely on turbine.
Search and Destroy looks so clean right now for SAU. Picking them apart one by one. Hercules, Trash, and Pinecone Johnson trying to regain and gather their thoughts with a minute 10 left. They got to try and coordinate something with the bomb down in front of B. It's not going to be easy by any means. They have an idea of where all these members are right now for Concord Gray, which makes things that much more difficult right now. Now a minute left here to try and work with. Dead Silence coming up very soon for Pinecone Johnson. Could look to make that play, but almost all of them, I believe, have ARs. And now Goose has found another pick, and that's going to make things even more difficult. But Pinecone Johnson finally takes down 1.
Easy's going to take the slow road trade. Won't fully peek the angle, knowing that Pinecone Johnson would probably have that covered by now. 38 seconds, counting on down. It's not out of the realm of possibility for Concord Gray to make the play happen, but you got to commit to picking up the bomb. and will just make the play happen. Pinecone Johnson is the player to be worried about to make such a play happen, though they get traded out. If you blink, you miss those final kills come through. SAU Blue, 3 rounds up, 4-1 in our Map 5 Gunrunner S&D.
Wow. This is looking a lot just like Map 2 did.
Yes, it is.
Where we saw the side of SAU go up exactly this score, I'm fairly certain, 4-1, and then Concord Gray took this round, and then they started to mount the comeback after SAU responded with the 5th, and then of course the round 11. If you didn't watch that, well, you got to go back and see that again, as it was one hell of a call. SAU looked like they got search and destroyed down. Vivian has played this corner a couple times here. This time around, they're starting to learn and land some shots. Trash finds first blood, and finally Concord Gray find an advantage, but as I say that, Vivian pops out with the trade.
13-2 in round 6. S&D, they are putting the work in right now. Cody Vibes does find Davey. Numbers are in favor of Concord Gray, and I love the setup that they're finding so far. Hockey Lees finds the angle on the turbine. That was Goose that goes down. Now Crocs and Vivian have to make the miracle play happen. Bomb was dropped, or the bomb is being carried by Vivian here inside the office. Just needs to find the pick. Angle being held by Pinecone Johnson. Won't be able to solidify the kill. Vivian just getting out ever so slightly. Crocs holding top of green. Able to find Johnny Boys. They try to exit the showers. And with 1:02 left, Visions, it's not out of the realm of possibility in this 2v3. But you gotta be patient if you're Concord Gray. You can't give your positioning up. Cody Vibes just that. Finds Crocs. Now Vivian in a 1v3.
1v3, but he's got 13 kills to his name. Only 5 rounds into the search and destroy. The man's been getting work done. Can he continue to do so here? Can he clutch up in the 1v3? Of course, not going to be an easy task, but he has the bomb. I think they might have spotted him on the cross right now, so he is now going to hear this player coming up and pushing on him. He's going to try and land the shots, but it's not going to come through. And, well, maybe it is following suit with that map number 2 here for us. It is for the time being, as Pinecone Johnson clutching up here, able to take his 1v1 and put his team, give his team, rather, the second round on the board.
Yes, the teams are following the script wonderfully that we had in dress rehearsal just last night. But all jokes aside, I mean, Vivian at 13-2 at the time, I definitely was the player I suppose you would want to try to make the miracle play happen, but definitely need some help. Concord Gray will need to rally together, try to make some things happen here on their offense. They're going to attempt to try to do the same thing here. I don't believe they're bringing the AX-50 back inside this fight. Aggressively pushed on forward. Pinecone Johnson goes down. Trade is there. So even numbers so far for Concord Gray, but you got to be really careful with how you approach this going forward with your tacticals.
Very crucial. B2, or 2 rather. Try to make some plays happen. Waiting patiently. Left into this round here. Playing it towards Edible. There's has been just tracked brilliantly here by both of these teams, but the kill's going down now. Trash able to find himself 1. Waiting patiently behind this turbine, just trying to keep himself alive, looking for some more kills. He's able to grab himself 1. That's very crucial. Staying alive is the very important part here, as the trade's not coming out just yet, but playing towards this B-bomb site, trying to get their hands back on towards the bomb. Slowly pushing up. There it is. It's collected, and now they're going to go for the bomb down, trying to get this, and this would be a massive round. Concord Gray have to, again, play pretty much perfect from here on out to try and mount this comeback.
Davy Jones didn't have the regen in time to get the challenge as the bomb got planted. Concord Gray, a good post-plant setup. Gonna cook up a nade there. Will be gunned down because of it. Nade's not gonna be able to find the kill either. Now Davy Jones, the dead silence popped, is able to find 1 in the mid over P1, making this a little bit more doable in their favor. Time ticking on down, quite literally. Peeking on every single corner. The anxiety is peaking for Davy Jones as to where they could potentially be gunned down from. Actually sticking the defuse here, Visions. You got to end up checking the bomb here.
Oh my
God.
God.
They're sticking the defuse. They're going to get this underneath the nose.
Whoa.
They didn't check the bomb.
Concord Gray. What? That's
no
the one thing.
Chance. They don't check the bomb, Visions. No chance.
That's the one thing you have to dedicate one player doing that. You have to dedicate one player to doing that always. I have bomb check, guys. I have bomb check. Who was that player? We do not know. Mistakes were made. SAU get around. They likely should not have. However, now they put themselves in the round of polls here, and this is not looking good for Concord Gray.
Are you kidding me? I mean, if this is just like Arcloth Peak, and now we got to make it to a round 11, right? I suppose so. But Concord Gray now on defense haven't been looking stellar thus far. They do find first blood. Power position inside the boiler room will not be there no more, as SAU Blue have to slow their roll. It's 2 kills early on for Concord Gray. They have numbers heavily in their advantage. But again, you can't take these ego challenges. You have to make SAU Blue come to you. But you also have to win the gunfights when they do.
Really have to get this down here with a minute left. A little bit more of a slower round for us. So much on the line. Concord Gray needing to clutch up. Pinecone Johnson finds Crocs. That's so big. But Davy Jones has a really good position, but he decides not to hold it. And now Trash has also found Easy. This is going to put Davy Jones in a 1v4 situation. 50 seconds to work with. He's going to spot one. He takes one down, looking for the second as he pushes up here. The reload's coming through, but this member has already ran past. Of course, he does not know this. He does have dead silence, it appears, so he could still make some work. So could make some magic happen. But he's still got to get back towards this bomb here, and he's still got a few more members to clean on out. He's going to encounter another one. He does find him, and now this is a 1v2 with 30 seconds left.
Tries to break on through P1 just for the bomb, will be gunned down because of it, but I believe they were able to save that silence visions, and that's what's absolutely massive heading into this defensive round. Because if you remember, back in round 11, how did Southern Arkansas University win that round 11? It's through a defensive, hard engagement with their dead silences through the smoke right into the faces of Concord Gray. Gonna have to see if they pull it out yet again. Concord Gray now on offense. Gonna have to see how they adjust their approach. No commitment to A thus far, besides that one time that SAU Blue took the wraparound to get that plant in the later part of the round. First blood very early on, yet again. The bomb now being held on top of warehouse will be able to hold there for a time being as trades start to come through. Pinstripe kill feed. Johnny Boy, the one with the bomb, will start backing off here ever so slightly. I believe I saw a player for SAU Blue, I did, with Dead Silence, that is completely about to be run out. Pinecone Johnson, pretty aware of this. Won't be giving them the angle. It's Goose that just used their Dead Silence. Johnny Boy's still up on top of green, too, and they really can't be giving up that positioning because the control for Boiler and Water is still in SAU Blue's favor.
Truly is at the moment. And they're so far back right now. Concord Gray, you can just see how hesitant they are. One member in green, 2 members still back in their spawn building as they're finally inching up here, realizing that, of course, they're going to have to attack a bomb site. And, well, B is where they have favored the majority of the time, and they're going to make one more attempt at it here. Members up top, Goose holding a very nice angle and catches Trash off guard. Man advantage, SAU. Again, they can close it all out right here, right now. Pinecone Johnson and Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy takes some shots here. He is just pushing right out, getting very aggressive, but Crocs just finishes him off. And now it's all up to a 1v3, but holding the angle. SAU, hold on, and they're going to be able to close it out here in the map number 5.
Oh, man. The challenges on the angles. You got to be aware of that, Concord Gray, that those are going to be held all that time exhausted. Must be a player in your spawn at some point after all the kills came through. Of course, it would be Vivian. Had literally set up shop. Was looking for a lease, paying mortgage, whatever they want inside the boiler room. It was theirs the entire time in SND here on Gunrunner. And, well, we can't say it enough. I will definitely write home about it that the MP5 pressure and control that you get from the mid-map, controlling that whole triangle visions, you know, as an MP5 player yourself, is just so pivotal to your success in any Gunrunner map variant.
Oh, for sure. It obviously makes the difference. 100% agree with. And looking at that one, there's a lot of takeaways, I think, for both these teams for as far as some good and bad again. But overall, you know, such a crucial win coming through for Arkansas is down. They put themselves 4-5, hopefully climbing up a little bit in the rankings to, again, try and hit that number 8 spot at least so that they can make the playoff contention here. And, well, they put themselves in a good spot and are on track to do so if they can keep up the consistency, because I believe that's quite a few in the row here for them, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, looking at Concord Gray, rough start to this season for them, as now they are 2-7, and well, their playoff contention does not look like it's realistic at this point in time unless they pull the rabbit out of the hat. But taking one last look, all of the maps here, 250 to 200, of course, the Azir Cave, 6-5 on the Arkalov Peak. Really recommend the Arkalov Peak. Looking back on that round 11 was one hell of a map. 196, 185 Gunrunner, and then Hackney Yard, of course, 250 to 120. The hard points looked great for Concord Gray, but domination and Search Destroy, just gonna have to clean up on that a bit.
Yeah, if you are just now tuning in with us, well, trust me, you definitely want to go back and watch back this series. It was very fun to cast. It was very, very close. And I'm not going to lie, that a lot of these teams, specifically Concord Gray, well, they've definitely powered up, especially through the opening weeks there. Bringing this to map 5 against Southern Arkansas University. You saw the adaptations come through. You saw the Slay power coming through. You saw the highlighted players come through again, going back to Hackney Yard Hardpoint. If you just look at that one alone, I mean, it was 250 to 120 again in Concord Gray's favor, but 29-16 for Trash, 22-12 for Pinecone freaking Johnson. This team of Concord Gray, they have a lot of strong players, but you said it yourself, Visions. There's a lot of things that you got to clean up. You can't sweep them underneath the rug. I'm talking like a full steam clean, the whole 9 yards.
That's right. And well, Rutgers Scarlet took their series 3-1. This time around, Arkansas take theirs 3-2. Had some very exciting maps, a lot of great plays overall. But that's going to do it for the stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're not already following the stream, then make sure you guys go do that in the top right-hand corner. Subscribe if you're feeling generous to get the extra perks to come along with that. Go down below for the Discord, for the Twitter, all the announcements so that you can stay up to date for anything College COD is releasing. Of course, this was My Name Visions, joined with Proper Benji doing the production in the background. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys Thursday for some more Call of Duty action.